My camera's solid, right?
Yeah, you look fine.
Awesome. Well, what is going on, ladies and gents? I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to jump in here, but as you guys see on the screen, we're going to be talking about how we made $30,326 in profit in 30 days with self-generated leads. I calculated the numbers. At first, I factored in the $8 cost per lead, and then I looked at it. It ended up being like $9.40. So the title is a little bit off. It was $500 less. So, guys, excuse my miscalculation there in math. It actually is like $29,800, but you guys get the point. I see 35 people just jumped in here. Let's see. Comment your name and where you're watching from as you guys join. I got my business partner, Julian, here, and we're going to kick this off and dive into some numbers here, break some stuff down, and show you guys some super exciting stuff.
And I'm jumping on here, guys, in the comments just so I can respond. Got hit with an ad, but I'm jumping on my phone so I can respond to the comments, interact with everyone here, answer any questions that we have.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, so kind of what we got planned for you guys. First thing we're going to jump into is kind of just like breaking down Julian's numbers for the month. What was spent on leads, what was written in AP, what was actually profit, chargebacks, all the kind of stuff that goes into it. So you guys can see like the blueprint, the breakdown of what it took to get to this point. The next thing we're going to do is talk about the lead strategy, right? So this is actually like what went into generating these leads, how we did the videos, like every single thing. You guys have been hearing us talk about this Insurance program. You probably just saw the emails that we're shutting that down. If you guys haven't already watched, we have a video that kind of goes into like why we ended up doing that. Won't go into that on this video, but basically we're going to kind of go in a different direction and focus on selling insurance and then teach you guys what we're doing so you guys can replicate it for yourself. But we're going to get into that with the lead strategy, showing you guys how we did everything, how it works, all of that stuff. And then also we're going to go into how you can start generating your own branded leads to see similar results. I see. Okay, guys. So crazy story here. This guy, Bilal Muhammad. So I met this guy earlier today. If you guys don't know, I was in Thailand for 2 months, and I came back on a plane from Thailand to Doha, Qatar, in the Middle East, and then from Doha to Dallas. And I heard Bilal. My apologies if I'm messing up your name, but I heard Bilal listening to a video talking about IULs, like a couple seats behind me. I was like, "Are you a life insurance agent?" Turns out, yes, he was a life insurance agent. So I'm like, okay, dude, you need to jump into our Facebook group. We actually have a live stream going on later tonight. And then he pulls up his Facebook. I type in the group, and he's already in the group. So the odds of that happening, right? If you guys think about this, there's 4,200 people in Insurance Agent Freedom. There's 7 billion people on planet Earth. What are the odds that one person from our Facebook group was on the exact same plane as me from Doha, Qatar to Dallas? I don't know, but that blew my mind earlier today. Bilal, welcome. Wanted to tell you guys that story because absolutely blew my mind. Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into the numbers here. Let's look at week number 1. So we're going to look at a week starting in September the 4th, all the way to October the 4th. So 30 days, $29,800 in profit, right? So Julian, you want to kind of break down this week here really briefly? I know we kind of touched on this in our previous live stream. I just wanted to kind of show people what it actually looks like with the cost that we're paying to generate the leads.
Yeah. So guys, this was a pretty awesome week. So I want to start by going back a little bit further because when I first jumped on the phones, I was not getting these results. There was a few things that we were doing that started to move the needle. So one thing that Alex Hormozi said is a business mentor that we follow online. And he basically said that business is like, it's not one silver bullet. It's a bunch of, it's hundreds of golden BBs. And so what we did was we basically tweaked a bunch of different things within the ads, within the sales process, within the calling aspect of, I mean, just everything that you can think of. And this is also while I'm running advanced agent marketing. So keep in mind, I'm basically running 2 businesses and I was still able to do this. So that means if you're a full-time agent, you can 100% do this. And I'm going to show you a little bit more in depth here what this looks like. So one of the things that I've found is that you can get higher average policy sizes by by doing business with people and then just offering them options, right? So just throw out the pie in the sky number that you're like, oh, they would never go for that, and just see what happens. Now, granted, if they tell you they're making $600 a month, don't do that. But that's one of the ways that I'm able to get a lot of these numbers up here that you're seeing and have it stick. This was a pretty cool week for me. Did 70 leads. I've noticed that with Facebook branded leads, I'll usually get somewhere in the neighborhood of about $1,000 in premium for every 10 leads that I get in. So that doesn't mean I'm closing necessarily 1 in 10 leads, but I'm getting $1,000 roughly for premium. And you'll see that here and you'll find that to be true. So you'll notice here after expenses and everything, this is us being super transparent. This is the profit. This is take home pay, cash in the bank, after expenses, money
real quick, just to kind of explain the difference between these two numbers. So the live that we did, I think it was 2 weeks ago, this was the number factoring in the $25 cost per lead, which is what the Zoosurance leads retail at. This is factoring in the wholesale cost that we actually pay to generate the leads. So this is a $9.40 lead cost, meaning that the actual profit when you factor in like what we pay Facebook versus what the Zoosurance cost is, ends up being about $7,500. So just wanted to clarify that real quick because I know we have two numbers here for profit.
Tim, do you know the answer to Keyshawn's question? He asked how many of the leads I closed out of the 70.
I don't know. And it was 8621 AP. I think it was probably like what, 6-7 policies?
Probably somewhere in
Something
there.
like that.
Yeah. So I think out of this batch, I think I did close about 1 in 10 leads, Keyshawn. I can get that for you if you hit me up on Facebook and Insurance Agent Freedom, though. Do you want to jump to the next one?
Yeah. Let's look at week number 2. So you want to kind of dive into this one. This one was a little bit less than week number 1, but ups and downs, whatever. Still a solid week overall. So kind of break this one down for us as well.
Yep. And guys, if you ever want to reach out to us after this live, maybe you're stuck driving, whatever, feel free to hit us up in Insurance Agent Freedom. We try to give as much free value away as possible. And our goal is just to help you be successful. So right here, you guys can see, I want you to look at the numbers that actually matter and make sense. So look at how much I'm spending, look at how much I'm making. And Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the retail spend over here versus the wholesale spend when you put the right?
Yeah. 4472 is retail spend, 5533 is wholesale spend.
Cool. So guys,
5533 is if you're self-generating the leads.
And guys, I want you to look here. Tim, if you want to go back a page real quick and then come back forward again, take it slow real quick, but I want to show them something. So guys, look at these numbers real quick. So I spent $658 on leads and I got about 8,600. Again, this one was a little bit higher, but roughly about 1,000 for every 10 leads. Tim, jump over again. If you notice that my dials consistently stayed about 1,300 per week, you'll also notice that my lead spend stayed almost exactly the same. The leads were almost exactly the same. And then my numbers, my AP stayed almost exactly the same. This one was a little bit lower, but if you notice that average came into about 1,000 for every 10 leads. While this week was lower, the last week was higher. And so again, the average comes out to 1,000. Part of that is the premiums that I sell. I do sell a little bit higher than most people. And again, that's because I'm finding and filling needs that the consumer has and that they actually want to hear. I'm not just trying to throw them product and shove it down their throat because I want to, right? I'm actually asking what they need and then filling that need. So that's super helpful. This week's profit was $5,500. And we're factoring in a 20% chargeback rate, which we have not seen yet. And let's move on. Is this week 3?
This is week number 3. This is the best week of the month. $9,000 in annual premium.
There we go. So here we go. If we look at this again, the lead spend somewhere in the same neighborhood, dials in the same neighborhood, and then the AP again about in the same neighborhood. Now, one of the things I saw Thomas just throw something down there about not being afraid to quote high premiums. I will say the highest premiums with the straightest face. Granted, I talked to somebody earlier today that made $600 a month. You got to pick your battles, right? This guy was spending most of it $600 on rent, utilities, and cigarettes. So I'm not going to go out and say, hey man, let's look at this $300 a month insurance policy. That's stupid. It's not suitable for the client. You have to take into account what's suitable for the client. What I did do though was I did write $3,500 a day in premium, just under 30. Yeah, just under 3,500. It's like 3,443. But in today, I talked to a client who needed insurance, has a business, and wants to take care of his family, and he actually has the funds to do that. So that made sense, right? But I'm not going to do that again with somebody who can't afford it. So like, obviously pick your battles. If you can get them to pay on the spot, this changed my game. Your chargebacks drop and your deals are going to not only be stickier, but they're also going to be more solid, higher premium deals a lot of the times. Because if they're just willing to pay it on the spot, they're really serious. Seeing something else. This was about 7,800 in profit that week. Seeing another question here. I think I'm getting a good grasp of. You guys can confirm on right now. Yeah, if you have any questions, Keyshawn, just drop them in the chat. We'll get them as we go if we have a chance. Week 4.
Week number 4.
Week number 4. Now, if you look at the leads, they went up. And again, I want you to go back here for us, Tim. Go to week 3 and then back to week 4 real quick for us.
Mm-hmm.
So notice what stays consistent here, guys. The spend goes up a little bit. And we see that the premium goes down. But remember, when we talked about the average just a moment ago, the average comes out to about 1,000, right? 1,000 for every 10. So even though my leads went up this week, the premium was way past the leads the week before. And so the dials were dropped this week because this is when I started picking up more responsibility with advanced agent marketing again. And, we had a stint there where I was not producing as much because I was focused on helping agents achieve success. But even still, we're talking about $5,000 in profit. The lights are on. The business is rolling. We're a happy camper. So all in all, I think you said it came out to about what, 29, almost 30, almost exactly 30,000 in profit.
Yeah. So this is a stint of 2 days where, 370 spent on lead spend, about 4,300 in AP, turns into like 3561 in profit. If you look at the whole week, so the reason, obviously you guys know that there's more than 28 days in most months. So a week has 7 days. This one is, week 4.5 because it ends up being 30 days is what we're counting as the month. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5 ends up being like 29,819.51 cent in profit.
And I want to go back. If you want to go back through week 4.5 to 1, just real quick, I'll show them one metric. This is the only metric in my mind that matters. It's because it's the only one that you can control. Notice how Tim showed 2 days here, and I have 871 dials out. Let's go back again. 6-day work week running a second business, 1,043 dials. Let's go back another one. Week 3, 1,369 dials while also running another business, guys. This is what it takes. And I'm telling you this because most people are going to say, well, you can get by with 100 dials, make a couple of appointments, and you're just going to be okay. They're lying to you. They're literally lying to you. If you're not putting in absolute effort and you're not calling your leads and you're not calling them back and you're not following up, you're not going to be wealthy in this business and you're not going to generate high income. That's just.
Well, I think it's also important to note, you're using a power dialer here. So it's not just about banging your head against the wall, but it's doing it efficiently. If you were typing into your number pad on your phone, 1,000, 1369 numbers a week, you literally have tendonitis or your fingers would fall off. And you're making no money. But we're using a dialer that calls 2 or 3 people at the same time. So this takes a considerable less amount of time, or we're able to get more dials out per time. Datalac 420 asks, what is a power dialer? It's basically like an automated way to call more numbers. So it just speeds up the process and lets you call each number faster. So again, guys, that was kind of the breakdown of the numbers. Now we're going to jump into some of the more exciting stuff, jumping into how we actually went into generating these leads. You guys have been watching our content or seeing our emails. You guys have seen a lot about these insurance leads, the quality of the lead that we're able to produce, and everything that's kind of going into that. And I want to break down what actually went into generating those leads, because if you guys saw the video, saw the emails, we're bringing this lead program in-house to build our own agency so that we can kind of focus on that. And then we're going to show you guys what we're doing so you guys can replicate it and generate your own. So basically, the process that we used is we created high quality branded video ads, right? The whole strategy, the whole philosophy that we went after was hey, look, the better targeted that the ad is, the easier it's going to be to sell on the back end. If we just run up a bunch of, free state approved burial program, we could get a bunch of leads, but now the process on the back end is going to be a lot harder. So we wanted to make the front end advertising more transparent so that the sales process was easier. That was kind of the strategy. We run all these ads on Facebook. So we're not, being distracted with TikTok and YouTube and all these different things. We know Facebook works, and that's literally all what we focus all of our attention on. So we run it as an ad on Facebook. We create our high quality ad. We run the ad for 5 to 7 days without touching it, right? And then after that, we're going to look at the results and then judging. I'll show you guys kind of like how we judge it later on. But judging based off of how it performed, we'll then start optimizing and shifting more of the budget towards the ads that are performing best. And we'll also split test a bunch of different things. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, there was a little bit of a delay there. I didn't mean to cut you off. It's been a little bit of delay for the last second.
No, you're good.
One of the things I wanted to touch on, we got a few questions. I use a dialer called Kixie. I have been having a little bit of a technical difficulty here with it over the last couple of days, but I do recommend it. Dial by hand, not fun. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. Please get on a dialer immediately. And then Ramona, which dialer? I use Kixie. And I integrate that through our Go High Level account. One of the things I wanted to touch on real quick is my business partner, Tim, is an absolute animal at marketing. And I wanted to see, comment sauce if you guys think this is valuable, because like he's dropping the sauce right now. He's about to go really in depth on this marketing. I recommend Kixie, Kixie.
I'll post it in here.
Yeah, Kixie. Tim posted it down there. But yeah, comment sauce if you think this is valuable, because he's about to really drop some heat on you guys, and I want to make sure everyone's engaged. Keyshawn said say E. I know he's saying sauce. But yeah, drop sauce down below, because we're about to show you guys basically how we were able to generate thousands and thousands of dollars in leads per week for over almost 200 agents at one point, before we decided to bring this in house and show you guys how to generate branded leads yourself. So if you think this is valuable, please let us know. It does look like there's a lot of salsa. I love it. What's up, Michael? Haven't seen you in a while, man. But yeah, okay. So we're seeing a lot of sauce. All right, guys. So we're literally going to show you some of the stuff that we're doing and how to do this. This is not a one YouTube live type of thing, but we are going to show you a lot of the sauce. So Tim, pick it back up. I just wanted to make sure you got some recognition for your talents, because you're doing a hell of a job, and I just wanted to make sure that people know that.
Thank you. I feel very recognized. So jumping into what we actually do to create the ads, right? So if you guys have saw any of the emails, any of the stuff we put out, our whole goal with these insurance ads is to mention 3 things in every single ad. And this comes back to like generating the higher quality leads. It's about life insurance, costs money, and you have to speak with someone over the phone, right? So again, when we mention those 3 things, what we see on the back end is somebody that is a lot more clear as far as what it's about. Doesn't mean every single lead is a lay down sale. You should never expect that. But the people that you're going to talk to are a lot more clear about what they're opting in for. They're not expecting something free, which ultimately is going to cut out a lot of the crap that you have to deal with, right? So that was kind of how we went about generating it. Again, we ended up paying more per lead than we could have. Like in the past, we've generated leads as low as like 77 cents, but we were going for a higher quality, higher optimized lead here. So basically, in order to create this, we had to create a script for a video ad that would capture those 3 points and then also be persuasive. Because at the end of the day, right, like you don't need to, like a lot of people sell like how they want to sell instead of how the people they're selling want to be sold. And what I mean by that is like, if you're an agent and you're trying to create an ad and you're like just talking about how it's about life insurance and like speaking like an agent, like, oh, this is term life, and like not using the terms that the prospect would use, you're not going to perform as well, right? So we have to make sure we're being transparent, but also persuasive. And I'll kind of talk about how to balance the 2 of those things later on. So how many of you guys have seen this ad right here? This one, Zoosurance ad 1. Comment ad if you guys have seen this. I see a couple people commenting ad here. I know a lot of you guys, I've talked to a lot of you guys on the phone, so I know a lot of you guys have seen these. I'm going to play it real quick. I'll just kind of play like a couple seconds of it. I don't want to like take up the whole thing showing this ad.
The average funeral today costs over $10,000.
Can you guys hear this? Let me know if you guys can hear this. I think you probably can. Let me see. Okay, you guys can hear it. Perfect.
But the most you'll get from the
I
government
think I lost Julian here, but you keep rolling.
benefits is just $255.
Right.
How will your family pay the difference? Here's what I got a life insurance policy from zoosurance.com. All I had to do was answer a few questions, and they connected me with a really helpful agent.
Right, so you guys get the picture, right? We're basically running an ad that's telling them it's about life insurance, it costs money, and I have to speak with someone over the phone. But we're also tailoring the message to appeal to the senior instead of just like, hey, term, final expense, whatever, right? We're selling them how they want to be sold.
The average funeral.
So again, once we created this first ad, we then launched it on Facebook. And then the next step, what you guys have to do is as you're growing and scaling this, you're going to start split testing different things, right? So what we found, particularly with videos, one of the biggest, I call it a needle mover, because it's what can I do where I put in a little bit of effort, get a massive result, right? So one of the biggest needle movers for us, one of the things that didn't take a ton of effort to test, but could make a massive difference in the performance of the ad was the first 3 seconds, right? So what we did is we would write out a bunch of different hooks, me and my marketing specialist, and then we basically send these to an actor, have them read these hooks, and then test them as the first few seconds of the video. So for example, I'm going to show you guys a couple different hooks.
Don't buy life insurance before watching this.
Right? So don't buy life insurance before watching this video, catching their attention like that.
Seniors, don't skip this video.
Right? Seniors, don't skip this video. And then I go into the video. And then the last one I have here.
If you're a dad born before 1965, you need to hear this.
So we're basically using the first one I would call is more of like almost like a fear tactic in a way. The other one is like we're calling them out a little bit, like, hey, see, if you're a senior, don't skip this video. And then the last one is like super targeted. Like if you're a dad born before 1965, you need to hear this. Like if I'm a dad and I'm born before 1965, you're talking directly at me, so I'm likely to listen. So we basically, these are 3 hooks that we've tested. We've probably tested like 50 of these things over the course of running these ads. So it's something that we're constantly like cycling and testing, right? The other needle mover that we tested was looking at testing the headlines, right? So this is basically like what they see under the ad. So for example, protect your family in 5 minutes, get up to $35,000 in coverage, protect your kids from $10,000 burial bills. We test different, headlines like that. Now, one of the things that I've seen a lot of people that do self-gen kind of struggle with is they'll launch the ad, they'll get it up and running, they start seeing results, and then it just completely dies. They have absolutely no idea what to do. So if you guys have ever done self-gen before, what I see a lot of times is the life cycle of an agent doing self-gen ends up being like a month. Like they get the leads, they start generating them, and then they have no idea what to do after that. And everything just falls apart. And so I'm going to kind of briefly touch on what we call the code, which is something that my Facebook ad specialist and I kind of put together because we found ourselves a lot of time. We were like, okay, should we scale this ad? Should we kill this ad? What should we do? And what you want to do is have a system to decide that so that one, you don't have to think about it. So you can focus on selling. You just come in, hey, is this above or below? Cut, kill, scale, whatever. And then also so you can take the emotion out of it. Because whenever you're scaling ads or cutting ads or anything like that, whenever you get emotional about something, that's when you start to lose money or see bad performance. And so basically, this is a very simplified, easy, systemized way that's proven to work. We use it on our own ads, and other agents have used it as well. But basically, when your ad is blue, in the blue range, that means it's basically like doing well, like doing really well. So blue means it's $2 below your CPL, which is like your target cost per lead, what you want to get the leads at. So let's say, for example, I'm shooting for a CPL at $7. So I want to get my leads for $7. If they're coming in at $5, that ad would be in the blue range, which means I would want to scale it, right? If it's within the green range, this would mean it's within $2 above or $2 below where you want your target cost per lead to be. So if it's $7, if it's within 5 or 9, it's green. So it's still good. I can scale it. If it's yellow, meaning it's above $2 up to $9 above, now we want to start looking at, okay, maybe we should kill this. Maybe we should do something else. And then red is like $10 above. We're killing that. And basically, if you can kind of approach your ads with this whole system, you can basically cut and kill the different ads that are not performing and scale the ones that are, and just gradually increase your results. So you see here, I want to show you guys what that actually looks like in practice, because I kind of outlined the strategy. What did it actually look like when we're scaling this? And so one thing I want you guys to consider is there's two different numbers to look at. One is the amount of leads we're generating, and two is the cost per lead. Now, what you'll see a lot of times is whenever you scale something up, a lot of times the cost per lead will also go up, because the more you're spending, the more you're showing to people. Your ad has to be performing at a really high level. Most of the time when you scale, your cost per lead also goes up and your profits go down. But because you're scaling, you end up selling more, so it ends up working out. But as you guys can see for this, right, for week 1, we got 60 leads, $13 per lead. So not really where we wanted it by any means. Week 2, 78 leads for $14 a lead. Definitely not where we wanted it. Week 3, 110 leads, but for 11. So as you guys can see, we got like 30% more leads. My math is correct. Probably not. Maybe like 50% more leads, something like that. Don't judge me. I don't do math for a living. But our lead cost actually went down, right? So 110 leads, but we got them for $11.25. And then again, we basically doubled the amount of leads we got from week 3 to week 4, and our lead cost went down to $9.45. And then we did it again, increased the leads by 100 leads a week, and the lead cost went down again. So what I've seen with a lot of people, with a lot of people that try to do self-gen, is they'll stop after week 1 or week 2, because they'll be like, oh, I can buy leads for $15. Why would I do this? And it's because if you stick with it and you do what you're supposed to, the cost will go down, because it's just literally a process. Like, it's literally rinse and repeat. Cycle in different ads, find one that works, scale it, and cut the ones that don't. And if you just do that consistently over time, you'll have bad weeks, you'll have great weeks, but overall, you'll have a cost that evens out, and it's ridiculously profitable. So with that being said, just remember, guys, good things take time. Sometimes it's not going to start off immediately. You're not going to, maybe sometimes you'll launch and you'll get, $3 cost per lead or whatever, but just stick with it. And over time, as you guys, cut the losers and scale the winners, you guys will start to see really, really good results. And again, 6, 8 costs are still down, and we're getting a ridiculous amount of leads.
And so to show you guys what it actually looks like in real life, not like people who are trying to flex close rates and recruit you. The reality of the lead game and insurance sales, and any sales, I've done sales in several industries. You're going to get a lot of people that come in the door, a lot of people that realize, oh shit, wrong door. And you're going to get a lot of people who are like, let me do this. But you're basically casting a wide net, and you're trying to you're trying to throw it into the ocean, get as many fish as possible, throw the ones back that are too small to eat, right? Get rid of the ones that look like they're sick or dead, and then keep the ones that are worth eating, that you can actually, enjoy. And so, to get rid of that awful fish analogy, the idea is that you're going to get a ton of leads, and you're going to talk to as many of them as humanly possible. You're going to beat the phones up. And then from there, you're going to literally get as many conversions as you possibly can. And so, another thing I want to talk about as well is, I see all these cats out here looking at how they can get the cheapest lead instead of figuring out how they can sell more on the lead. You make more money by selling at a higher premium than you do by cutting your lead costs, relatively, right? Because you saw the difference in the profit. If I had sold $50 a month policies instead of $130, $40 a month policies or whatever they were, I would have probably not done anywhere near as well. But if I had gotten my $25 lead retail down to $14 a lead, the difference in my margin due to the frequency of how many leads I'm getting for the cost is not as high as if I can sell higher. So my point to this is that you can learn how to generate and reduce your lead cost, and you can also learn how to sell at a higher price point. Both are extremely valuable, but try to figure out how you can sell more, before you're trying to figure out, hey, oh, hey, should I kill this? It's $10 a lead. Like I'm not getting in for 77 cents. Like ad costs fluctuate, as you guys saw here. And
yeah, especially in Q4, right? Like you have all these e-commerce people that are running stuff up for Black Friday. Like your lead cost might be a little bit higher during that month, but it's a process that works. We've been doing it for, almost over 18 months now. And as you guys will see, I have more, there's a ton of videos on the YouTube of people that have seen success with this. So point being, it's a proven framework. If you guys just stick with it, like you guys can see ridiculous results. So I want to kind of jump into like what this actually looks like for you guys, how you guys can do it, and like the step-by-step. If one of you guys came to me and you're like, hey, I want to generate my own leads, what would I tell you to do? If you want to generate them like we were generating them with the videos, this is exactly what you need to do. So first, you need to create a high-quality script that incorporates emotion and intrigue, right? Life insurance is emotional. It's a very emotional purchase. People are buying it to protect their family, and so we need to include that in the script for the ad. Next, you can record yourself reading the script or send it to an actor. We did both. Julian was in some of the ads, and obviously you guys saw we all have actors as well. Then you basically pay someone on Fiverr to edit the videos into an ad and create multiple hook variations. The hook variations are just the first 3 seconds. You guys can literally show someone on Fiverr the style of ad that we run and say, make me edit this ad like this, and they'll do it for you. Very simple. Then you literally just run the ad on Facebook. Next, you run it for 1 week without touching anything. And you're going to use that code to determine which ad sets are performing the best and start shifting the budget towards that and then killing the ones that aren't performing. And then you just slowly increase the budget on the ad sets that are performing and then just repeat the process and keep scaling. I mean, at this point, we're probably spending over $500 a day on Facebook ads within our company, maybe more. You guys don't have to get to that point because we're also providing leads for, 30 plus people. But it depends on your goals. So you guys can scale it to where you're spending $80 a day. You can scale it to where you're spending $600, $500 a day like we are. It's totally up to you. It's entirely like customizable to what your needs are. So kind of shifting over to how we can actually get this process in place for you guys. Who here has actually tried to generate leads or is currently generating their own leads?
Just put leads in the chat.
Yeah, just drop leads in the chat. If you guys are either generating your own currently or have already tried or tested trying.
It's like, what does he say? In the Wolf of Wall Street, he's like Steve Madden. Just comment leads in the chat below if you guys have tried generating your own leads. Eris, oh my gosh, you're alive.
Eris,
nice to see you.
It's very good to hear from you. Wow, we're getting blown up here. Leads. All right, so a lot of people have tried to generate their own ads. Dennis Lincoln says no with a capital N-O. Got it. Notated. All right, and so who here hasn't done it but wants to? Just comment yes. If you guys are like wanting to learn how to do this.
And just comment no. I'm not seeing anything come in yet, but comment no if you don't want to learn how to be wildly profitable.
Yes. Got it. Cool. So to kind of let you guys know what we're planning on doing, basically we're going to build, like our whole goal is we want to build a model. And like the way that we think about the insurance business is about efficiency. So if I'm an agent, the highest dollar producing activity for me to be doing is talking to people on the phone. The problem is most agents spend most of their day not talking to people on the phone. They spend their day dialing or doing admin work or whatever. They just do a bunch of random stuff that doesn't really move the needle, right? Going back to the needle mover analogy. So what we want to create is a model where insurance agents are maximizing their dollar per hour and they're literally just taking appointments or taking calls all day long and talking to people. The IMO would make more money and the agent would make more money. And if you have good marketing, it's 100% possible. So all of our efforts are going to be pushed into developing that model and creating like a nationally recognized brand with Insurance. Now, we are going to do that with the exact same process I just showed you guys, like running ads on Facebook using that type of strategy. So with that being said, like the fact that we are going to use this exact strategy to get to where we want to go is proof that self-gen is like, it's by far the most profitable way to sell insurance. Now, if you can't figure it out, it's not. But if you do it correctly, self-gen is the most profitable way to sell insurance, as long as you're doing it correctly, right? 100%. Because if you're generating your own leads, you're not paying any markup and you have complete control over it, especially if you have it, set on autopilot and you're kind of doing everything correctly. But again, the caveat to that is only if you know what you're doing and it's not taking away from you selling. So if you're spending hours and hours a day trying to figure out self-gen and managing your ads and all this and all that, and you're not selling insurance, well, hey, no, it's not profitable because you're not doing what generates you money. So again, it's only profitable if you're doing it correctly. So as an agent, you really have a couple options when it comes to leads. There's three main options, right? You guys have aged leads, which is going to be like your ILC leads, your IMO leads from a lead vendor, anything like that. The problem with these, the good thing is usually they're really cheap, which is good, but you have to buy a ridiculous amount of leads to make sales. It's
hold on, Tim.
A volume game. Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, bud. Don't forget how many dials you have to make.
Yeah,
I bought aged leads. We built our business primarily when we first started the first time around off of aged leads. And let me tell you, the amount of effort that goes into that for the payoff is not worth it. And I mean, if you were first starting out, you got very limited cash flow, you're just getting into the business, highly recommend it. One of the greatest things you can do and is use aged leads to like try to scale up your business, because the profit margin is crazy. If you get 400 leads and get 2 deals, you get like a 10x return, but you have to put in 100 times the effort. And so if you do have the capital to invest, it is more leverage for you to get new leads that actually know what's going on and know which way is up, versus you trying to sell insurance to someone who doesn't even know they filled it out and you're just buying like straight data lists or something.
Yeah, 100%. Your second option, which I'm sure most of you guys, everyone that I've talked to has bought leads and tried a lead vendor before. There's a mixed bag, right? There's some that are good out there. There's some that are terrible. Like there's a massive range of lead vendors. The problem is you are paying someone to generate a lead for you. So you are naturally going to pay more, right? Again, it's not always a terrible deal if you have a good lead vendor, but if you're going for maximum profits and full control over the quality, it's probably not going to be the best bet, right? So that's your option with the lead vendor. And then the last option is self-gen, which again is you do have to learn it. It is a process. You don't want to go into it completely blind. And it's not as easy as people tell you. It does take skill, but if you know the right things, it's 100% doable. Now, narrowing this down to self-gen, because ultimately that's what we're talking about. You have two options when it comes to self-gen. You can either figure it out yourself, or you can learn from a proven system. If you guys are seriously if it's seriously something you're going to do, don't waste time trying to just learn it on your own and just throwing mud at the wall. Like you want to learn from somebody that already knows what they're doing and you want to use a proven system. Like the system we use now, we have been developing for over a year. And I would tell you, if I could have just copied it from someone that already had it, I would have done it every single time. But it wasn't there. We had to literally create it from scratch. So again, as an agent, your dollar per hour is extremely high if you're actually selling. Like if you're selling policies all day long, your dollar per hour can be like $250 to $500 an hour that you're actually generating when you're talking to people on the phone. Like it's ridiculously high if you're actually doing this correctly. And so if you guys are spending hours trying to figure something out on your own without a proven system, you're actually losing money, because the money that you could be spent selling is now going towards something else that's not making sense. So with that being said, for those of you guys that have kind of been with us for a long time, we got our start teaching people how to do self-gen. We closed the doors on that last May to kind of explore different options. We've kind of, figured out different things, learned a lot of things on the way. And since that, what I've seen a lot of is a lot of people trying to figure out self-gen, but just like spinning their wheels and not really getting anywhere. They're losing thousands of dollars. They're losing weeks of work. It's like it's costing you tons of time and tons of money, which ultimately, time is more money. So you're just losing a bunch of money overall when you don't really know what you're doing. So with that being said, like I know how ridiculously profitable self-gen can be when done right. You just need to have the right systems in place, right? We've literally seen it in our own business as we just went through and showed you guys all the numbers. And we've seen it with like hundreds of different agents, which is why for the first time in 6 months, after having the doors closed on this entire program, we are finally going to be reopening the doors to the Lead Genesis course, right? The course has literally resulted in over $2 million in annual premium produced from agents inside of our Facebook group since we launched a competition around this time last year. So we're giving away a Mexico trip in the Facebook group once we hit $2 million in sales, which I think we are about to hit that. And basically, like the tactics and the strategies that we taught have resulted in a lot of these sales. And countless case studies and success stories. I saw Eris was on there earlier. Take, for example, Eris and Eddie Sims, right? So when they first came to us, they were struggling agents from Primerica, and they were barely seeing any profit in their business, right? They were doing all the right things, working really, really hard, calling all these leads, buying leads, doing all these different things, but it just wasn't really panning out for them. So what they did is they used the exact same methods that we teach inside of the Leads Genesis course to create a personally branded video ad. I'm going to show you guys real quickly kind of what these ads look like for them. So this is Eris's. She was targeting parents.
Here's how you can pass on generational wealth instead of generational debt. Imagine for a moment that something happens to you and you're no longer here. If you're anything like most people,
right? And so I'm not going to show you guys the whole ad because again, I want to be respectful of your guys' time and everything. But basically, this ad kind of touches on the emotional reasons as to why a parent would buy life insurance. And the people that are watching it, they're seeing Eris in the ad. Meaning, when they jump on the phone with her, is my audio sounding weird?
No, you were like frozen for like 5 minutes, but you're back.
For 5 minutes?
Yeah, your face was frozen.
Okay, cool. I thought the audio was frozen. That'd be bad. But anyway, so the people that are speaking with Eris on the phone, they're seeing her in the ad, meaning they already know, like, and trust her when they talk with her on the phone. So the whole process is a lot easier. Then Eddie did the exact same things. Eddie is targeting truckers, which is a very dangerous job, meaning they have a high need for life insurance.
If you're a trucker, this is the most important video you'll ever watch.
You guys like that hook?
here's how you can pass on preparing your
on the road, navigating through miles and miles of bumper-to-bumper traffic, and also dealing with extreme weather conditions. I know because my dad's a trucker, two of my brothers.
Right. So we're basically just building the need for that specific niche and targeting really, really specific when it comes to these term ads. And so again, whenever people are hopping on the phone with Eris or Eddie, they have already seen them in the ad. So they already know, like, and trust them. So the sales process is a lot easier for them.
If you're a trucker.
So those two videos I just kind of showed you guys have literally generated them thousands of leads and hundreds of thousands of dollars in annual premium for Eris and Eddie. They've been running these ads since earlier, I think January or February, Julian, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. I think it was January, but Eris, comment down below if you remember when we first started running these ads on your account. Let us know.
I think it was January, maybe February at the latest. But
I think her account got banned. So I think it started in January and then she had to recover it. So then it ended up being February, consistently. Yeah. But it did start in January. I know that.
That sounds right. Yeah. But they've literally these exact same two ads, they're running to this day. They made the ads once in January or February of this year. November, they're still running the same ads. And these ads have generated thousands of leads and hundreds of thousands of dollars in AP. So literally, these two agents went from barely profitable, struggling to be profitable, to consistently writing over $1,000 per day in AP. Eddie recently bought a Model S. I stole this photo from his Facebook. I saw it pop up on my feed, and I thought this was pretty cool, so I wanted to show you guys. If you guys want to watch, we have a full-length video kind of going through an interview with Eris and Eddie on the YouTube channel, talking about how they were making $1,000 a day in AP. Or you could take Dan, who was actually a face-to-face agent in Ohio, right? So using the exact branded video method that we're using for Zoosurance and that we teach in the Lead Genesis course, Dan was able to create a video ad. This is Dan's video ad.
If you're living in Akron, Ohio, and over the age of 50, you need to hear this. There is a new special senior benefit life insurance program now available to Ohio residents to get up to $35,000 in coverage for as little as $1 a day. The best part is there's no medical exam required, and policies come with fixed premiums for seniors living on a fixed income. All you need to do to see if you qualify is click Learn More down below to fill out a short survey. My name is Dan Levengood. I've lived in Northeastern Ohio my entire life and in the Akron area for the last 10 years. I look forward to meeting you and helping to protect another Ohio family.
So that ad, what's up, Nick? Appreciate that comment. That means a lot. That very ad, Dan ran in his local area of Akron, Ohio, doing face-to-face, right? Which typically we don't do, but he was doing face-to-face. And he was able to generate local final expense leads for under $10. Like, picture that for a second. Imagine what do you guys pay for direct mail? Probably what, $40 to $60 for a local area. Imagine paying under $10 for local leads. Not to mention, when he would show up to the doors to door knock these people or show up to the appointments, the people would be like, "Oh, you're the guy from the ad," right? Like, he basically became a local celebrity for his clients because they saw him on Facebook. So Dan consistently pulls in $15,000 per month in profit while selling insurance part-time. So he also has a real estate business that he does. He has a bunch of rental properties. So insurance is a part-time thing for him. But at the last time that I talked to Dan, he was pulling in $15,000 per month in profit using these methods. Did a video with him. This was when he wrote 6321 in 2 days in AP. Only working pre-booked appointments. So that's another cool video for you guys to check out. It's also on the YouTube channel.
What's going on?
That was back when we were sitting in camping chairs because we didn't have a desk. Funny story. Or if you guys don't want to be on video, that's also totally fine. In that case, maybe you're more like Trevor, right? So for example, Trevor was one of the first agents who joined our course when we first launched it. He actually copied some of the pre-made ads that we had to sell term insurance to truckers. And in 1 week, Trevor wrote 4.9K without making a single outbound dial. Meaning he literally just spoke with the pre-booked appointments who booked straight onto his calendar. Now, I'll say this because you guys saw all of Julian's numbers. You guys saw how many dials he's making. The only reason that Julian is not getting pre-booked appointments is because his lead flow is coming through the same flow where we're doing all of the Zoosurance leads. And so we can't add in his calendar because the leads are also being sent to people that are purchasing Zoosurance leads. So the only reason that Julian hasn't used pre-books as well is for that sole reason, but that's also something that we're going to be doing for him also. But back to Trevor. So he literally only spoke with people who pre-booked appointments straight onto his calendar. Also, a YouTube video here. Julian, did you say something?
My chair squeaked.
Oh, it sounded like you. But yeah, so another YouTube video for you guys to check out. We probably have, like a dozen different YouTube videos, and there's more case studies, all kinds of crazy stuff. 4.9K, 5 days. All I had to do was show up to the appointments.
And so what you're really
check all those videos out. So literally all Trevor did was go through the course, copy our proven to convert ad templates, run them on Facebook, and get leads. Literally, that was it. Or one of my personal favorite stories was brand new agent David. So David was struggling to sell insurance as a new agent. He was buying his leads, his IMOs, CRM leads, and just like really having a tough time, right? After being tired of working those leads that had been called by hundreds of other agents, he bought the course. David literally copied and pasted one of the ads that we have inside the course, and then bam. In his first week, he spent $290 on leads and wrote $5,100 in annual premium. That is a 17x ROI, meaning literally for every $1 he spent on leads, he made back $17 in annual premium. There's also a YouTube video breaking down his whole story and going into how he made a 17x.
What's going on, everybody?
So inside of that course, the Leads Genesis course that I'm talking about, we have actually since beefed it up since all of these videos and all of these case studies were released. So to give you guys a little bit of history, in April or May of this year, I took 2 months aside from running advanced agent marketing to completely revamp this course. I added in all different things about using AI to create ads. I created all of these different scaling methods for you guys to use. Like after the course was sold to probably 300-400 people. After seeing all of the things that those people were struggling with, I then took all of that, remade the entire course, and then re-released it. And 1 week later, we closed the doors for 6 months. So what you're looking at now is after 6 months, like everything is the same. I've updated it still and added more things that you guys need to know since that 6 months. You guys are getting the most comprehensive Facebook course that has ever been released for insurance. So with that being said, inside of that course, there's 80 pre-made ad templates, 194 pre-written ad copies, and 75 pre-made headlines, and pre-written video scripts for you guys to use. I also give you guys the exact script template we use so that you can plug it into ChatGPT and have ChatGPT write you a script. So let me see if I can just briefly kind of show you guys what that looks like. Julian, while I'm pulling that up, do you want to answer Michael's question?
Yeah, I'm answering another
We
question.
basically went to like a coaching program for.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm answering another question. Tiger said, how do I contact you? If you want to reach out to Tim or myself in Insurance Agent Freedom, Tim would be the best one to reach out to if you are not.
If you just go to advancedagentmarketing.com and there'll be information on the course if that's something you're wanting to do.
There you go, advancedagentmarketing.com. Michael, why did we close the course for 6 months? We moved to a coaching program for agents to teach them how to make 6 figures with like a personalized Zoom room where I literally was in there. We're still doing it. We just closed out those insurance program because we're bringing everything in house. But we basically we're helping agents from other IMOs learn how to sell over the phone for 11 hours a day, generating their leads for them. So it was basically like a whole done for you lead generation brand of the program. And that we did the coaching with. So to answer your question, that's why. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Anything you wanted to add, Tim?
Yeah, so let me show you guys this. So basically, we have all these different ads. I'm just going to scroll through really quickly. These are all pre-made different templates of ads that we have. And what they are is like, I'll just show this one as an example, right? So they're Canva templates. And so what that means is it's not only an ad that you guys can copy, but it's an ad that you can edit. So for example, let's say I want to take this one. I just grabbed a random ad. I can change this. If let's say I want to use this exact ad, but I live in, I don't know, LA County. I don't even know if that's a county. I think it is. So I can go and type in Los Angeles on Canva. I can delete this. I can add in this photo. And like I can change all these things. And there's 80 of these like ad images that you guys can change. So I could go in and just say LA County, for example. Or I could go and change the colors. Let's say I want to split test a red one versus a green one. I can go in and change all of those things. So you're getting 80 pre-made templates, but what you're actually getting, I wasn't even showing Canva. What you're actually getting is more, right? So with that being said, when you combine all of those different, like the different variations of ads we have, you can literally make over 1 million variations of ads without even editing the ads themselves. Like there's so many templates and possibilities that are proven frameworks for you guys to use. It's like actually insane. Here's some results from people that took the course. This is one of the people who took the course. His name is Armin. Hi, Tim. So satisfied with the program, blah, 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 blah. Isaac James was on the course. Great work. This is when we were doing like kind of a little bit lower intent leads, but still a great cost, $1.89, $3.38. Here's Eris. This is like when she first got started. This is a little bit of a throwback, kind of nostalgic. So an update, since I started my ad less than 48 hours ago, I have 9 leads, 1 auto book, and I also called to book another client's appointment for today. So far spent 109 for 9 leads. And with Prince Donnell, I spent 600 for 10. Here's another person. This is Siobhan, who she was targeting hairdressers. We actually also have a YouTube video with her. Asked her how things were going. 51 leads the past few weeks, 2 more closing appointments, and a bunch of people looking at IULs. And then she was actually looking at doing recruiting ads as well. Here's some more. This guy, Russell, $1.55, first day generating ads, literally launched the ads, copied the templates that we use, got 2 leads for $1.55 his very first day. Josh Rockwood showed us here. Here's my lead results for this weekend, 24 leads, $5. I don't know if you guys know who Peter Roberts is on YouTube. He also took our course and uses a lot of the self-gen stuff that we teach in his own agency as well. So what we guys actually learned in the course, because I've kind of hyped it up, told you guys what everything looks like, what's actually inside. So the course is going to teach you how to set up a Facebook page to get organic leads for free. So you're going to be running a bunch of ads to your page. You might as well capitalize on the free real estate you have with your Facebook page. And so we show you how to optimize that to get either inbound calls or pre-booked appointments from your Facebook page. We're going to show you how to create your own branded Facebook ads. You guys saw the ads that I just showed you. A lot of you guys have probably seen the construction worker ad that we made. That's a big favorite of a lot of people. We'll show you how to make these branded Facebook ads so that you guys can literally be like a local celebrity almost, or like a little, like when people see you online, they trust you. It's just the way things are, right? And so we're going to show you guys how to tap into that with your ads. We're going to show you how to have to literally never buy leads again. You can kick your lead vendors to the curb and never buy leads ever again. How to run Facebook ads so you guys continually see results for years and years on end. We don't run any ads for our clients anymore. Everyone that's bought the course or gone through the program that's still generating leads today is doing it on their own. So Eris and Eddie, we haven't touched their ads in months, and they're still getting like hundreds and hundreds of leads. So again, guys, inside the course, you literally learn everything you need to know about running your own ads. So you never have to buy leads again. To be completely honest, just to kind of address Michael's question that he was talking about, why did we shut down the course? It was probably one of the dumbest things that we ever did looking back on it. So I spent 2 months making this course the best thing ever, and then we shut it down. Looking back, probably not the smartest decision, but now we're actually going to be releasing it. So this is not the price, in case you guys were worried. I just wanted to throw this up here because I've seen a lot of people out here that sell self-gen courses and teach how to generate your own leads. And I've seen people charge this number for courses. I've seen reviews from those courses. I've bought a lot of these courses myself. And honestly, and I say this with full transparency, ours is 100% better. Like, it's not even remotely close. Like, the time and effort that we put into this course to make it so like step by step, end to end, like every single base is covered. Again, dumbest decision we ever made was closing this course for 6 months. So it's not $7,000, which I know a lot of other people charge. It's not $3,000. Literally, it's just going to be $19.97, which is less than the commission that you guys would make from selling 2 extra policies. So for $19.97, like literally you sell 2 policies, the course is completely paid for, and you never have to buy leads again if you guys implement it. Actually, hold up. So I see a question here from William. What different types of what lines do we cover? So inside of the course, I directly address final expense, IUL, and term. It's mainly for term and final expense, but I do address IULs. I have some templates in there for IULs as well, and I do talk about it. However, I will say the frameworks and the systems that we use, like this could be copied for any type of insurance. If you're a PNC person, you could probably use this too. It's not a PNC course. I don't even talk about PNC in there, but like this is applicable for any line of insurance. But again, the ones that I talk about are final expense, term, and IULs, mainly final expense and term. Mortgage protection would fall into that boat as well. Yes, Josh. So yeah, the next slide that I had here was kind of talking about that. So again, knowing what we know now, we are literally going to use, like we are going to build one of America's biggest insurance brands. I promise you guys it's going to happen. Julian and I are fully committed to that. Like Zoosurance will be a major brand, particularly in the final expense space, and maybe we'll expand from there. But like we're trying to get on the level of recognition of like a Policy Genius or something like that. So like this is our goal. And knowing what we know now, we can 100% do it. And everything that we know is put inside of this course. So you guys are going to have access to all of the same information that we're using to do this. So my question to you guys, how much is it worth you to never have to buy leads again? Plus, there's a guarantee attached as well. We're so confident in the course. If you guys run ads for 30 days straight using our strategies and are unsatisfied with the results, you can send us a screenshot of the ads that you ran for 30 days straight, and you guys can get a full refund if you're simply unsatisfied with the results. And this is valid within 2 months of purchase. So you buy it, you run it for 30 days. You're like, hey, I'm not happy with $5 leads. Can I get a refund? Yes. As long as you have the screenshots to prove it, like that's how confident we are on the course. And I think we've only had one person ever take us up on the refund policy. And I think that's pretty much it. So with that being said, anyone that wants to look at getting the course, I'm going to be dropping the link in the comments down below.
I just saw somebody comment, how can we buy Zoosurance leads? And somebody responded, they stopped selling them, buy the course. To give you a more concise answer than that, that made me laugh. But to give you a more concise answer, Michael, the Zoosurance leads are only available to agents that work here at Zoosurance under our agency. If you are not an agent that works with us, this is not a recruiting pitch. I'm not asking anyone to come work for us. I'm just telling you the leads that we generate ourselves are only for us. Currently, I'm one of the, outside of the clients that are graduating from the program, I'm one of the only agents that's taking it, exempting a few agents that currently work with us. It's a very small list of people, but our goal is to build a massive profitable system for agents that they can just jump on the phones and close all day. And if we're to share that with everyone, we're not going to be able to do that as quickly. So is there a deadline to when the course will not be available anymore? We haven't set a deadline on when the course won't be available. If you get it, you get access to it for lifetime, unless the internet just collapses, but I don't see that happening. So yeah, you would get access to the course indefinitely. And no, we don't have any plans to close out the course. That was one of the dumbest things we've ever done. If we did decide to be dumb again, we would let you know, but I don't anticipate that happening anytime in the future. So yeah, if you guys want to learn more about this, you can click the link down below. It's www.advancedagentmarketing.com/?EL =YouTube.
Just go to advancedagentmarketing.com. You guys don't have to do that extra stuff. That's just so we can track where people come from.
But yeah, so if you click on that link, you guys can learn.
I mean, is the link working for you guys to click on?
I'll try it out. No, it's trying to send me. It's sending me to the YouTube channel.
Let's see.
What kind of coaching support can be expected? We don't offer support for the course as it's a.
We do have a Facebook group specifically for the course where you guys can ask any questions and we jump in there and answer.
Yeah, I was just going to clarify. Yeah, we do have the Facebook group, but it's not like there's no one-on-one calls or coaching. I just wanted to make that very clear. We do have the Facebook group, Insurance Agent Freedom, where you can ask questions.
The other Facebook group, the Advanced Agent Mastermind.
Okay, yeah, you also have the Mastermind group as well. The Mastermind.
Okay, I just repinned a message. That link should work. Let me know if that works, guys.
That link works. So yeah, guys, if you want to click that link down below to learn more about it, if I buy the course and copy the ads, what is the proof that I did get the course? As of course, these ads for sure are copyrighted.
No, they're not copyrighted. I mean, you can't run a Zoosurance ad because that brand is copyrighted. But I mean, you can use we're teaching you guys how to generate them, but you guys own the ads when you buy the course, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh yeah, to be abundantly clear, guys, you cannot run Zoosurance ads.
we did have somebody do that.
Yeah, we had somebody that tried to do that. You cannot do that. That will end.
Yeah, you cannot do that. You're trying to run an ad with Geico on it. Would not end up well.
No. Are they compliant to all states? I mean, I wouldn't run them in New York, but that's just because I wouldn't sell in New York. So I mean, I don't think there's any
Yeah,
issues with that.
all the ads that we have are going to be compliant. We don't do anything for Medicare just because it gets really wishy-washy. But
So
if your
if
friends
someone-
buy the course, can they share the ads with you? I mean, I guess technically, but
Yeah, I wouldn't be friends with anybody like that personally.
I mean, yeah, if you want the course, just get the course.
Yes,
Sandra says, are all of the ads good to use? Yes. Obviously, with Facebook, anytime you guys do any advertising, you do have to test them because, like, sometimes even if one ad works on one account, it might not work the first time on the other account. So it's always a process of testing. But we kind of go through all of that and how to get an ad to perform for you. Is this a new course? I mean, not really, because we made it a couple months back, but it's updated to the current everything with Facebook. But we built it on top of a course. Like, we basically refilmed a lot of videos in the Secrets to 77 Cents, and then kind of built it out and added the extra things that we needed to be there.
Yes, New York. Will the course be updated over time, Tim?
Will it be updated over time? Yeah, if like any changes come or are made with Facebook or anything, we'll update the course.
We are not contracted to Massachusetts. No, the ads in the course are not copyrighted. No, you cannot get access to the Zoosurance ads. Those are our ads. Zoosurance is copyrighted. You cannot use Zoosurance. Zoosurance is the brand that we own. Is this only for us and not applicable for California? Or is it?
Canada. He's in Canada. No, I mean, yeah, we've had people that have bought the course and run ads in Canada and been vastly successful.
Yeah, we had somebody try to start a competing marketing company using our course in Canada. So yeah, it does work. If you were a member of your other programs, do we get access?
Yeah, if you guys that's the thing. If you guys buy the course, you have lifetime access to like any Facebook courses we release.
For an edit.
Lambo. So yeah, if you guys have already bought the course in the past, you guys are good to go. Like, we don't. If you bought the course like a year ago, you have access to this one. If you just log into your portal, you guys will have it. What other questions do you guys have? How many states are we contracted in? How many states do we recommend getting contracted in? For the course, I mean, you can have one state. It doesn't really matter. The more states you have, the more variety you're going to have as far as different ways to, like, your audience is going to be bigger. So generally your cost per lead will be lower. Doesn't always bear out that way, but it definitely helps to have more states. But I've had people see success with one state. I've had people see success with 50 states. We personally have 11, Julian? 10 or 11?
Hold on. California, Colorado, Arizona, Texas, Alabama, Florida, North and South Carolina, Virginia, Michigan, Maryland. I think that's it. 10, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for everybody, I think we got a couple other questions. If you let's see. What was the question? Where'd it go? Hold on. I'm seeing there's so many.
I see a couple questions here about, like, if they've bought the course in the past, can they get a discount? If you bought the course, you already have this course. So this is like, you have access to this inside of your portal. So it's called Lead Genesis inside of your portal.
Unless you're talking about Zoosurance leads. But yeah, if you already bought the lead generation course, you don't need to repurchase the course. You get it updated, you get grandfathered in. That's something that we do for all of our clients.
Yep.
As we just like to treat everybody like family, the same way we do with insurance. Let's see. Daniel, we don't do Medicare just for compliance around Medicare leads. But if you want to hit us up in the Slack channel with any questions, we're happy to answer them for you. But yeah, we just don't do that for We just don't do that for the compliance purposes. But yeah, I think it looks like the link's pretty far up if you want to drop it again, Tim. But yeah, if you guys have any, if you guys want to learn how to do self-gen, I mean, that's what we've been doing for nearly 2 years now. We spent 3.5 weeks, 80 hours a week for 3.5 weeks straight with 2 minds put together to learn how to generate leads. We put our own money into it for another producer because we didn't have contracts after we left our IMO. And that was the start of Advanced Agent Marketing. Just 2 kids that were working their asses off and figured out how to get some lady from Glendale, Arizona. Shout out to Kathy. What's up, Kathy? 14x return on her lead investment. It's pretty awesome.
Been going that way ever since.
Yeah, it's just been going crazy ever since.
And like for anyone that just like, if you guys want to watch some of the videos we've done with other people, let me see, because we have like tons and tons of case studies from the course. To be honest, if I could go back, I probably would have been better about collecting case studies and stuff because we definitely have more than we actually have on our channel. And I think I've actually lost some of the case studies that we've gotten, but we do have a playlist with like 12 breakdowns of agents that have gone through and used this course and used like the different things that are the different things that we teach inside of it to see like crazy results. So I'm going to drop a playlist there as well so you guys can watch some of those videos. It's also on our channel.
Dan Paladin, I saw your comment. Reach out to us. Just reach out to us either in the Advanced Agent Mastermind or in Slack if you still have the Slack channel, and we'll figure out what's up with your dashboard. Should be licensed in a month or so. Hell yeah, man! Get after it. Just sheer will get you to be successful in this business. If you just go and don't stop, you will be successful. Will we get support to help tweak the ads we're running for optimum performance in our markets? Tim, do you want to touch on that?
Not exactly sure what you mean, but like if you have a question, drop it in the Facebook group, and we are going to have people that are answering questions in there, pretty much on the daily. So any questions you have, a lot of the questions that you may have will be answered inside of the course. Like, again, it's super, super comprehensive as far as what's answered. But if you do have any questions, like drop them in the face. There's a separate Facebook group for people that are in the course. And so if you guys have any questions, you can just ask it in the Facebook group and get support from either us or somebody else in the course that is also in the course seeing success. So yes, there's support on the back end for sure. What other questions do you guys have? I want to make sure that we can answer everything for you. And then also, like, while we're on here, I think, Julian, we'll probably go till 9:15.
Yeah, we'll close it out here at 9:15. I got to get some dinner, y'all. I'm getting lightheaded. I've been on the screen for too dang long.
Dude, I've been on a freaking 35-hour flight.
Yeah.
If you guys noticed, I was kind of stumbling over my words there. I'm like, I'm out of it. Be totally honest.
After this, I'm gonna probably call Tim, wish him a good night, get some dinner, take my dog to the park. Not a bad day. 3,500 in premium on the self-generated Zoosurance leads. Pretty exciting stuff. Any plans to expand to TikTok, IG, etc.? No.
So Meta owns Instagram and Facebook. So Facebook ads are Instagram ads. There's no reason to do TikTok if Facebook is pumping. Like, why would I sell life insurance and car insurance if life insurance is working? I just sell more life insurance. So much simpler. So
yeah.
No plans to expand to TikTok.
I'm not going to own a vegan steakhouse. I'll own a vegan restaurant or a steakhouse. No in between. Payment plans. If you want to figure out your own payment options, you're able to do that. We do not currently offer any payment plans around the course.
Keyshawn, if you book a call, we can talk about something potentially. It's not something we have like on the site. It would have to be a conversation we would have. But if you book a call with us to kind of talk about that, then we could potentially visit that option.
All right, guys, 2 minutes left. Is there any final questions for us as we close out today's live about generating your own leads and getting crazy profits? Understood. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you guys for jumping on. We really appreciate it. I think this is one of the biggest lives that we've ever done. So seems like every time we do a live, it keeps getting bigger. And I appreciate you guys jumping on. Appreciate you guys coming out and supporting. And if we can, provide value for you guys and give you guys good information to help you succeed in the business, that's what we want to do. I feel like Julian and I are about to have a massive turning point in terms of our business, and ultimately want to be able to send the elevator down the chute and bring some other people up as well. So that's our goal here with the channel. Our plan is to get rich selling insurance, not selling stuff to agents. But if we can show you guys how to do it and you guys can get rich too, the more the merrier.
Yeah, this is the stuff that, I remember like, oh my gosh, 2.5 years ago, first in the business, trying to figure out what the hell a release was, leaving a captive agency, calling each carrier individually while Tim was working on a Shopify store. And I was just taking notes on on every single call, and then basically crushing my dream, saying we couldn't sell insurance for like 6 months. And I was like, oh my God. But yeah, guys, if you're an agent right now, and I'll close out with this, and you're currently thinking like, dude, I have no clue how I'm going to make it happen, how I'm going to get out of this situation. Maybe your contracts are held. Who knows? Maybe you bought a lead pack a couple lead packs that didn't turn out. Maybe you made some decisions that ultimately didn't lead you to where you want to be. I want to leave you with this. You are where you are because of the decisions that you've made, but you get to where you want to go by finding new information and taking action on it. And that's not a sales pitch. That's just like real talk. One of the things that I've found to be super helpful is just the sooner that I see something that I know works and that I know I can do, the sooner I can take action on that and go with it, the faster I get results. So if I sit down at my desk and I say, let me make some phone calls today, and then I wait 2 hours and make phone calls after scrolling through Facebook, that would be a really poor example of that. But if I sit down and I'm like, okay, cool, swig of water, phone call, phone call, phone call. We're in the trenches. We're in the game. The sooner that you can take action on things that you see before delaying it, the faster you're going to get the results you want, whether it's a phone call, whether it's generating your own leads, whether it's writing business. Today I put up 3,500 in AP, just about in commissions. For me, that's over $4,000. And that's because I picked up the phone and I called, and I picked up the phone and I called, and I picked up the phone and I called on leads that we generated. If you take action, you will be successful. And if you don't, look, I'm broke just started with telesales and bought 150 age leads. I'm ready to make money in this industry and change my family's lives. Do it, man. The only reason you wouldn't do it is because you decide not to. And don't call yourself broke. You don't have money right now. That doesn't mean you're broke. Broke is a mindset. So you can be whoever you want to be, man. I would definitely say if you're trying to work aged leads, I would pump that 150 up to like 600 and then reassess. But ultimately, like, if you're going to do this business long term, you cannot fail if you do not quit. So guys, thank you. I know we went a second over. I wanted to leave you guys with that because this business, we face a lot of rejection. We get beat up on the phones, and it's not until we find one person that actually cares about their family that we're able to make a huge difference. But those are the people that we do this for. And ultimately, the more that we can add value and help, then the more that we want to give back. Recently licensed, ready to go. We're contracted through David Duford. Don't really pick any dog in the fight. Every IMO has pros and cons, but it really just depends. It really just depends on what you're looking for. So I would start with talking to David Duford, and then I would talk to a few other agencies. If you make a decision after only talking to one person, ultimately you're going to probably get screwed. You don't marry the first girl that you date. And if you did, that was not a shot. But ultimately, you guys want to make sure that you check your options. But RCH Go app, go ahead and go convert that premium to get better leads and generate your own. Ladies, gentlemen, we're going to close out. Tim, if you have something to add, now would be the time. I'm going to go grab some dinner. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for supporting us.
The only thing I need to add is some hours to my sleep schedule, man. Flying 30 hours is pretty brutal, I'll be honest with you guys.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, turning away part-time, James, I'm not sure. Most agencies don't turn away people. You could check out maybe like FFL or Symmetry. I know they do things like that. if you have any other questions, jump in Insurance Agent Freedom and we can give you a more detailed description. But yeah, if you want to just jump in there and ask, we can give you like some recommendations. I've got a bunch of friends in the industry I can refer you to, people that I actually trust that would put your needs where they should be, and that's just as a priority. So guys, thank you so much again. I'm going to grab some dinner. Tim's going to grab some sleep, and we're going to get out of here. Thanks again. You guys have a wonderful evening. We'll see you soon.
See you guys. Appreciate you showing up.